I tuned into another episode for the love of the game, episode 30. It's myself, Dre by Ronaldo. We saying, how's things?
Yeah. Bless. I'm here, my bro. Don't know.
Cool. Skirvin should be here at some point, or we're gonna put it on his register list and add it to the Skirvin jar and that. But cool, another weekend of Premier League football has come and gone. I think the only place to start really is the game at Anfield. Probably the two best teams in the probably you may even say definitely in the Prem, but may even say Europe over the last few years. Liverpool versus Manchester City. Um, it's a game where Ronaldo, you said Liverpool gonna win.
Yeah.
And they did. They pulled it out the bag, 1-0. A brilliant goal from Mo Salah. Um, let's get to it. Like, what's your thoughts on the game? Did Liverpool deserve the victory? First off,
Boy, mate, I'm gonna sound a bit on the fence because
mm.
I think City should have had a goal. I think it was soft.
Ooh.
Personally, I think that was soft. Like seriously, that was a goal, man. That was a
Ooh.
goal. Taking the context of the game into account, all the fouls, everything that was happening, the referee allowed play to play
Mm.
on. For me, that's not a foul, man. That's a goal.
Do you, like Martin Tyler pointed out something in commentary was very, very important and very true. He said there's no point of watching the video back in slow motion because that's not how you saw it in the first place, which is very true.
Facts.
And and to me, I was like, I applauded it. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like you should be watching it back exactly how at the same game speed because everything always looks worse in slow motion. Like if you're watching it
Exactly.
back on VAR on the screen, then you should watch it back in real time. And I was astounded that he didn't give the goal. But in real time, did you think that was a foul?
No, no way, no chance. That ain't no foul. Come on, man.
Even though he
You
did
could
pull his shirt.
you see for me, yeah, I always look at the reaction of the players in it.
Mm,
The players around you on the pitch in it.
mm,
So when that happened, everyone's still defending. Game's still playing. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like the players' reaction tell you in slow motion, everything looks more intent. But the
mm.
players are moving at normal speed in it. They're just running, playing the game in motion. That was happening all over the pitch, mate. All over the pitch all day. I could understand Pep's frustration after the game because it's true, it was happening. So he revealed Pep here that the referees told him and Klopp before the game they're just gonna let it play. They're not gonna stop for fouls,
Mm.
so they're gonna let the game play. So he's upset. He's like, it's all right letting the game play until we score. when we score, when we score, it's a foul. If we don't score, it's no fouls. It's true. It was happening all day. Come on, man.
There
It,
was a lot of the referee. I think if that was a normal Premier League game with different teams, there would have been a lot of yellow cards,
thank you.
a few penalties, maybe even a couple of reds. Because some of the tackling yesterday, there's 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 ways you let the game go, but sometimes you have to rein it in. And the referee yesterday, some of the non calls, not even the calls he actually made, the non calls, non fouls were ridiculous.
I
Like to
know, man.
me,
It's true.
you like I've got to look at it this way. Just because VAR points something out doesn't mean you have to agree with what they said in it. He saw that in real time and thought that's not a foul. So then you've gone back to look at it, and then it's no different from what you saw the first time. But you think because someone upstairs in some warehouse in bloody the middle of Grimsby thought, yeah, that's a penalty, that's a foul. You have to bring it back. Like,
Yeah,
and he watched it back at like 0.2 miles per hour, bro.
exactly.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Because I've saw worse fouls yesterday and he didn't give them.
Thank you. So you can see why Pep's upset. You can see why he's upset.
Mm,
But as I said, back to your point, I knew Liverpool was gonna win because come on, man, think about it. Where can they go after a defeat? They lost yesterday. That is curtains for their season, man. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
So I expected a win at Anfield. It's always difficult for City. It
Mm.
doesn't matter if they're top of the league, wherever they are. Go in there, they haven't won in, you know what I mean? Since that Marnie red card, I can't even remember what it was. If that was
I
at,
think they won there.
was nah, that
I
was
think they
the
won
night.
there in the pandemic era, when there was no fans. I remember when Liverpool lost 6 home games in a row. They won there then, but they
Oh
haven't won
yeah,
there
yeah.
with fans since like years. It must be from the Anelka days.
Thank you.
Yeah, they
That's what
got
I
a bad
mean.
record at Anfield.
Yeah, so that's why I always I'd Liverpool winning that game. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That game's not based on form. It's not based on where you
Do
are in
you
the
think
league,
that
innit?
game was more emotion?
Mm.
How
And them
Liverpool won
two
it?
teams been the two best teams. Well, you know what I'm saying? Put up
Mm.
there as the two best teams in England for a while. So that game's always, you know what I'm saying, seen as a high pressured game, innit? Emotions, you know what I mean?
Do you think that's the new version of United versus Arsenal? You know how that was back in the day?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Not
It
on terms of the level of the rivalry,
yeah.
but in terms of the importance. You know how it was United Arsenal, there was United Chelsea. Do you think this is the modern day version of that in terms of it don't matter what form either one's on, it's a high quality, high intensity game.
Maybe you could say, but because of the history of them two clubs back in them days, it's hard, isn't it? Because
Mm.
Liverpool's only won one title. I know they've been close, or they've been in and around it, or won the Champions League, etc. But you know what I mean? It's a bit hard to
As
compare.
I've always said, yeah, a rivalry is where teams are both compete with each other and winning trophies.
Yeah, man.
Be like
So
one team's won about 4 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, and 4 league titles. The other one's won one of each. Like to
there
me,
you go.
I've always said about rivalries. Even United Arsenal, United Chelsea, there was league titles, there was Champions Leagues in between there, bruv. Come on, man. Liverpool, they're very good. They know how to finish second very well, bruv. That's it.
There you go. But
That's
yeah,
what it is.
it was a good game for the Premier League. It was top class, in it. It was, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, two of the
What
best.
what did you think of Liverpool's lineup to start with? They dropped Trent and Jordan Henderson. They started Joe Gomez at right back. No, they started Milner at right back, innit? Yeah,
Yeah,
Milner at right back, and they brought in Fabinho. What did you make of that?
I think that was a wise move, solidify things. You know what I'm saying? Because Milner, for some reason, always play against City. A right back. He
Mm,
doesn't prefer Trent too much. You know what I mean? Ain't the first time he's done it. Put it that way.
mm,
But I think that was the right move. They won the game, innit? They were solid, organized. They showed
mm.
experience. Big occasion. They didn't crumble. You know what I'm saying? For everything riding on the game, they was in the game from start to finish. They was in the game.
And I know we criticise Virgil van Dijk, but that was probably his best game in the Liverpool shirt in a long, long time.
Yeah, I agree. He's class, man. His passing has always been world class. I can't take that away from Van Dijk. But
Mm.
yesterday he was solid when he had to defend. He turned up.
Yeah, he
He
actually
cleared
defended.
his,
Got his hair
yeah,
dirty and that.
yeah.
Definitely had to
Like
go.
even
He
though
definitely had to go hairdressers
you
this morning.
I know, because he was still slicking it back before corners and free kicks, and I don't know. It's like, you know what I'm saying, but I have to be fair to him. He was a leader yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
him and Gomez was solid in it. They did the job. You know what I mean? Only one opportunity given, disallowed goal. Really, you know what I'm saying? City didn't really
Mm.
create much open chances. You know what I mean?
Do
So
you
they
think
defended well.
Pep played it safe or too safe yesterday? Like Liverpool could have been there to got at. You probably could have killed because I'm not gonna say Liverpool gonna win it, but Liverpool are one of probably them and Liverpool and City are probably only two that are capable of winning 15 league games in a row. Like Liverpool could go on a mad run and then by I don't know February be close. You know what I mean? like yesterday was the chance to possibly kill off Liverpool completely. And you think Pep played it safe, and he should have went more adventurous and tried to kill off Liverpool full stop yesterday.
No, I don't want to say he did. He tried. He played. He played an attacking team, man. He tried to win the game. Liverpool was just better on the day. They was more organized, you know. And Liverpool's it's not like City. City just knows how to outplay you at football and win the game.
Mm,
Liverpool's got tricks up their sleeve, like assist from Allison straight to the striker. Do you know what I mean? Like
mm,
little things like that. These things, yeah, are credit to the manager, innit? Because it ain't the first time he's done it. He's got
that's
3
true.
assists in the Premier League, and they're all to Salah in the
Yeah.
same similar positions. You know what I'm saying? So it shows like that's credit to the training ground, to the manager implementing that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not instinct. You know what I mean? Like it looks like instinct, but it's a game plan. If you saw before when the changes was made, everyone thought Salah was coming off. That's club telling him, listen, man, stay and etc. etc. You know, like that. And
Mm,
this is gonna happen. I'm telling you, see them things they go unnoticed, but soon after that it happened. Do you know what I mean? Because City was just pressuring Liverpool. They were just
mm.
back against the wall, against the ropes, and they just settled for hitting them on the break. It's similar what we did to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think because Liverpool haven't got them players now, they can harass and get at City in the midfield. They've just got to do exactly what we did against Liverpool, innit? And that's just sit back and
thank
just
you.
hit them on the
Soak
break.
it up. Yeah, hit them on
Yeah,
the break. Just know when the opportunity comes, take it. You know,
yeah.
like that. Make sure you're
And when you've got
clinical.
a goalkeeper that's got distribution like Allison, bruv, that's basically like having a centre back. Knock,
There you go.
bruv. Listen, that goal,
Quality in it. The ball in it. Saw it straight away, Dre. As soon as he got into his hand, he's
and he
looking
done it
for him.
before. Remember when Liverpool beat us? That season they won the league just before the whole COVID break and that
Yeah,
they played us, and I think was it Allison knocked it long to
Salah.
and he was onside in his own half, and I think Dan James was chasing after him. Dan James dropped on his ass. Remember, and I was like, raw. You need a goalkeeper that does that, fam. And it's basically mirror
Thank you.
image.
So you know, it's part of the game plan, Jay. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, telling you, they've always got that up their sleeve. If it's not the goalie, it's Van Dijk.
yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? So that's how they play. They're back to their old ways, man. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean?
So
Kudos
what
to them.
what what are we saying now for Liverpool's a big win? This gonna kickstart their season, or they're gonna revert back to type?
Hopefully, this is the thing. I think it will. I
Mm,
think it will. You know, see Anfield is it's a very difficult ground to play. So you see Liverpool, yeah. Once they got confidence back and the fans are singing and you know what I mean, they're a hard team to beat at home, so they can pick up a bit of form and the run of games they have, it's gonna help them
yeah,
tremendously because you know what I mean, they haven't got any teams that should be tricky. Teams they have now, they should win them games, whether home or away. I think they got West Ham, Forest, and can't remember who exactly, but yeah,
mm.
they got some teams
Yeah.
that they should win.
Liverpool's next few. They got West Ham on Wednesday,
Yeah,
then Forest on Saturday, then what's that Leeds
you know
at
what I
home,
mean. So they're back in it. They're back in it before
and then
Leeds, Drake.
Tottenham, and then
Do
Tottenham
you know why they're
away.
back in it before Leeds? Yeah,
Mm,
because City don't play. City only play in the weekend, and
yep,
Arsenal only play in the weekend. So if they get 6 points, they're already on 13.
it's true.
They're 3 points
That's
behind
true.
United. You know what I mean? So for me, it's very important the next game against West Ham in it because I think they've turned the corner now. I think their season just started yesterday, Liverpool.
Uh,
But
I think it's going to be one of those ones where I think emotion got them over the line yesterday against City. It really did. But now you're playing a game where a team where it's not going to be as intense. Like, how are you going to get yourself up for that game? Do you go back to Trent? Because Trent's basically a target now, isn't it? Every team's going to target that right hand side of Liverpool. So do you stick with Milner? Can he last 2 games in a week? I'm not sure. So you might have to go back to Trent. Like midfield, what do you do? Like, because they weren't really that great against City. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you plan for West Ham? Like, to me, I think these next few games just win, win, and then just worry about the performance later. To me,
Yeah.
boy, I think if they don't, they're one of those teams, like I said, that could win 15 games in a row, and they're in the
Nah, not
title
not
race.
not this season. Not this season.
You never know.
15.
You never know. You
No,
you
no, no,
never
no.
know. You never know. They could do it.
Players players are off form. They can't win 15 games. No way. I can actually say that
Wait,
about
because
them.
you see, you know what it is. All you have to do is just win 5 games in a row. We're not playing too well, and then suddenly the style of play comes back, and you're buzzing again. And I think if they can get players in January, because they need a couple of midfield, and get players back like a Keita who can do the running, you might have to play what's his name, Ox. You might even have to give Trent a run in midfield, bruv. You might even have to do that because that's what they miss in midfield energy.
It's a World Cup here, Jay. I can't see no teams winning 15 games in a row, man.
I wouldn't
Serious.
be surprised, bro. Arsenal won 9 out of 10.
But
Yeah,
it's
so,
not in a row though, Jay.
but it's near enough. It's near enough. 9 out of 10 to start the season is near enough. 10 wins in a
I
row, isn't
hear
it?
you, but it's not. They lost to us. They won X amount of games. They lost. Then they won
Plus,
how many
Liverpool have
games?
had a break. Liverpool didn't play after that weekend. We beat Arsenal. They didn't play for 2 weeks. They didn't play that same weekend. We didn't play. Remember, they went to play Chelsea, and that got postponed.
Yeah.
So they had a little break. I think after the World Cup, I think everything's back to normal. You never know. Like start of a new season.
Let's see in it. I think they've turned the corner, but it's yet, like I say, we have to see in it because with
Mm.
Liverpool, it's a bit tricky in it. It's game by game this
That is
season,
true.
man.
Moving on to City now. The final team to lose a game out of every team in English football. Um, is this damaging to City in the long run, or is it just a blip in the road?
Could be damaging, Could be a knock to their confidence because City is a team during no confidence in it. If
Mm.
they beat Liverpool, I think that was it. They wouldn't lose for X amount of games, but now you never know, man. Doubt was starting to creep in. You know what I'm saying? City's a team like that. They'll lose one, they'll lose two.
Do you think they don't seem like a team that get overawed, but like you said earlier about Anfield, it's a difficult place, probably the most difficult place to go to in the league. Do you think they have a bit of an inferiority complex when they go to Manchester City? Maybe because they don't believe, not that they don't believe they're going to win, but obviously they don't even get many fouls. Some of the decisions at Anfield ain't gone their way. They do play a bit within themselves at times when it comes to going to Anfield. Do you think it was another case of that yesterday?
Could be. That's a valid point, but I think, yeah, City's trying to become, like, how can I say, one of the greats. Like, Liverpool's up there, innit? They're a club full of history, they're rich of history, similar to United, innit? So it's like, yeah, you can dominate United, but you're not going to dominate us. First, you got to get past certain teams to be great. And Liverpool's one of them teams that they've always had problems with. It's like a bogey team. Do you know what I mean? It's like going to Anfield, yeah, they experience a whole different atmosphere. Like, because
Mm.
City ain't really rich in history as such. I think that's what gets to them when they go to Anfield.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just the fans are so close to the pitch, and you know what I'm saying? They're proper fans, like love them or hate them, but you know what I'm saying? That's one of the hardest grounds to play at in the Premier League, bro. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Because they turn up. You know what I
But
mean? So
we,
I think City.
even with the great teams, they do win away at the big teams, and they can win away at the big teams. But it's like he's maybe it is like you said, it is maybe their bogey round, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's just a team for them. It's like it's hard to crack that code because, like I said, City is establishing themselves in British football now. So it's like they've dominated United, whether we love it or not. They've won how
Yeah.
many derbies over the X amount of years, but at Anfield, they're still to crack that code. Jay,
Mm.
do you get my point? Like Liverpool, one of the British powers, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to go there, they still haven't conquered it yet. And for years they've been trying and failing. I'm telling you, bro. Like this has been going on for years. This is why I was confident Liverpool win the game because I've seen them beat City at their best. Guerrero a lot. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I've seen them pull it out their hat many occasions. You know what I mean? Because it's the
Mm.
ground, it's the atmosphere, like you say. They get overwhelmed in it. They get sucked into the occasion and emotions get involved. You know what I'm saying, Dre? And then it gets
Yeah.
a bit on top, man. And Liverpool always seem to come out on top or come out with a point. You know what I mean? So credit to them, man.
Yeah.
City, they still have to, you know what I'm saying? They got one more hurdle to you know what I'm saying? One more hurdle and it's the Liverpool. That's it.
Yeah.
Seriously, apart from every other team they've dominated. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only hurdle they got left to cross right now. Going to
Well,
Anfield.
that that defeat has left them 4 points off the top. Um, we're gonna go to the weekend review now, and we're gonna talk about the league leaders once we get to them. But games of the weekend, there was a game on Friday. Um, Brentford 2, Brighton nil. Boy, it looks like Potter's just taken that Harry Potter magic stardust away from Brighton, boy. Big win for Brentford. They've moved up the table with Brighton. Boy, can't get a win under their new manager. Um, what's your thoughts on Brentford? Are they looking like they're gonna avoid the second season syndrome that's plagued many promoted clubs in the
Yeah,
past?
yeah, yeah. Definitely on the form right now. Ivan Tony banging in goals for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
What's that? 8 goals in the Premier League, 10 games. Flowers,
Have
man.
you seen his penalty record?
Yeah, 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 I know about his record. He's only missed
Hey,
one ever. But in
hey.
the guy's
Even
got
you know what? Yeah, I was watching a bit of the game on Friday. I saw his goal record for Brentford. He's
yeah,
averaging a goal every 2 games. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I
he's
think
been
it's
like
like
that.
98 games, 50 something goals.
Crazy, innit? Crazy. Because remember, top scorer championship, all of that stuff, man. He's done that, man. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That he's a goal scorer and he's proving that now in the Premier League. So well done to him, man. Well played
definitely.
as well. You know what I mean?
Big up
Good
Ivan
goal.
Tony. He's hooked man up with the fantasy points this weekend. Carl Harlan flopped me, but it's all right.
Yeah.
The 12 o'clock game on Saturday. Leicester versus Crystal Palace 0-0. I didn't watch that. I think that was a bit of a broad draw. Apparently, was it? I don't know. I was saying Leicester were lucky to draw that game, or Palace were lucky to draw that game. I'm not sure, but at least Leicester kept a clean sheet in it.
Mm, I know. It's one of them games. I watched it still because I watch my boy Eze.
Mm, yeah.
Uh, it's a good away point for Palace still, but they should have done more. They should have won the game, man. You know what I mean? But Leicester could have won as well. I think a draw on the day was a fair result. But yeah, man.
Moving on, 3 o'clock game, entertaining game. Fulham 2, Bournemouth 2. Boy, it's hey, has Gary O'Neill got this job full time yet?
Nah, he hasn't, but he's doing a he's doing a good
Hey,
job in
hey,
it. Like, you know what I
very
mean?
good
Like,
audition, bruv. Very good audition. He's managing to get a tune out of Dominic Solanke as well, bruv. After how many
balling,
years?
balling, goal and assist, good goal as well. The 1-2 link up play, billing. Solanke's a baller. I've always rated
Oh
Solanke,
yeah.
but
When he
you
at
know what I mean.
was it Chelsea where he bagged like 60 goals in the youth team in 1 year, something like that?
There you go, man. I rated him as a youth product.
Mm.
He was a baller, man. Baller,
I
that.
think
But
he's got someone behind him now that's got giving him belief.
yeah, Think so, Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the only thing that's been missing in his game, belief. Because he bangs in goals in the championship,
Yeah,
but
for
when he
fun.
gets, yeah, but when he comes to the Prem, mm.
He
But
was
now,
behind Mitch. He was behind Mitrovic last season. Though. Mitrovic
yeah,
took the mick, but he was up there with him all season. Solanke. So let's see in it. Let's see if he can do it in the Prem. But boy, he did well on the weekend. But that's like a championship game in the Premier League, innit? You expect now, but for real, you expected goals. They both came up. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like Fulham just nipped them to the title. So playing in the championship, it was always like that with them teams. Many goals, shifting momentum one team to the next. But Solanke, man, well done, man. Goal and assist, good goal as well. Yeah, man.
mhm.
Well done, Bournemouth.
I know we just mentioned about actually Fulham and Bournemouth relegation battle, or they're both gonna survive. Who's more likely to stay up, Fulham or Bournemouth, or could they both survive?
Boy, at the moment, looks like both are gonna survive. But I'll go for Fulham because of the football they play. But
Mm,
Bournemouth also because they're solid. They're about the result and then
yep.
throwing players forward after certain minutes in the game. I see how they
Mm,
play. They stick together, they stay compact, and then they break. You know what I mean? So they're not trying to dominate possession and outplay you. You know what I mean? They're
mm,
good with soaking up pressure and hitting on the break. So I think they'll both stay up. But if I'm gonna choose one, I'm gonna choose Fulham in it
mm.
because
I
they're
think
better in
Bournemouth have
possession.
got to just do a Burnley or a Bolton and Stoke and just result it to the end of the season, bruv. Just to hell with the football. Take what you can out of games and go from there. Because they literally are a champion. They're like a mid-table championship team in the Premier League, innit? And what I rate about Gary O'Neill, he knows what that team is. And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna get the maximum I can out of this team and see where it takes us, bro. To me, I'll give him the job because after that 9-0 against Liverpool,
Yeah.
it was a
They haven't
complete.
lost. I know they haven't lost. Everyone thought they was
It's,
finished. Everyone had them in relegation. Even I did. To be fair, I thought they was finished, man. I thought that was it. Curtains, man. Show's
bro,
over.
they are on the same amount of points as Liverpool.
There you go. They're above Liverpool now.
Oh no, Liverpool still got that 9 goal difference in it.
Ah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
Bournemouth are 10th, same amount of points as Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying, innit?
They're even above
Bournemouth.
Fulham.
That's what I'm saying. Bournemouth haven't lost a game since that 9-0, Jay.
Mm,
And the thing about Bournemouth, they'll be losing 2-1, 3-1,
mm,
1-0. You get what I mean? And they
mm.
always come back. They show character, man. They're here to stay, but it's hard to say it because, as we know in it, it's a season. Players get
Yeah,
injured, but
it is. It's very tight from I think Liverpool down to Southampton in 17th. This I think about 3 or 4 points separate all of them teams. So wait, a little bit of a bad run could see you back in a relegation scrap, even in the bottom three. So yeah, there is for Bournemouth, innit? Like they're not, they're doing all right, but they're not far away from danger in it. But next game, Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. A big win for Wolves. Winner scored by Ruben Neves. Controversial penalty. That's another defeat for Nottingham Forest. Rooted to the bottom of the league. Nottingham Forest, man. Like, do you think it was wise to give Steve Cooper a 3-year deal?
I think it was. I know it's gonna sound a bit controversial, whatever, but I think it was because of what he did. Forest weren't expecting to be in the Premier League. When he took over, they was expecting to stay in the championship. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So they've overachieved. And now the owners just went ham. He's just went crazy, bro. He's like, I want to stay here, innit? Like that. Like I
Yeah.
am going to spend, go over budget. I'll be in debt, whatever it takes to stay in this. Like that. He got a taste of the peas. He's like, this is where it should be. That one
Mm.
straight. but I think he's gonna come good. For some reason, it's good for him that there's teams in and around him that's good teams. That's how can I say experienced Premier League teams. So I
Mm,
think Leicester, Wolves, all these teams are gonna drag teams in it. You know what I mean, Dre? They're
mm,
not too far away. Like
mm.
how many points are they from safety now? Just for example, they're not that
Um,
far away.
they're only 4 points off safety, which is
There
good
you
after
go.
10 games. It's not that
You,
bad.
you know what I mean? They're not that far away, and you got to take into account that the guy signed like 20 something players. He's got literally a new squad. Do you know what I mean?
And what people need to remember as well is that when they got promoted, they had 10 players out of contract, and
And
those 10 players have all gone.
and how many on
So
loan, Dre? Don't forget as well.
exactly, yeah. So he's had to replace the 10 that have gone, and he's brought in 10 more on top of that.
Thank you for all the loan players, innit?
Mm,
So for him, it's a new squad. He says it. This is why
mm,
he's been backed with a new contract because the owner's not playing silly here. He knows the manager he has. He knows this guy's overachieved, innit? Let me give him some quality and see what he can do. You know what I
mm,
mean? So
that's true.
I'm all for Cooper, man. I'm all for Cooper. Let's see in it. Let's give him until the World Cup break and see where he's at in it. Because
On the flip
they was
side,
unlucky. Don't you think they was
yeah,
unlucky in a few games? Even at the weekend, they had a penalty saved. I've seen
yeah.
them playing.
I've watched them a few times this season. They've been unlucky in a few games, so I'll give
Yeah,
them that. They really have.
players are
But
letting him down in it. I
yeah,
reckon.
I think they'll kick on probably in the second half of the season. But I think their aim's got to be between now and that World Cup break to make sure you're within reach of the
Mm,
teams that are above you.
yep, fully agree.
But yeah, big win for Wolves. They're out of the bottom three after that victory on Saturday. They're just above Southampton, who lost as well. Oh, they drew, but we'll get to them in a minute. The late game on Saturday, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Everton 0. They're level on points with City now. Tottenham are just quietly going about their business, quietly going about their business.
Yeah, you
When
would
you,
say that, pal. You would say that. You would say that,
but
would
when you actually deep it, yeah,
yeah.
minus the start that Arsenal have, which is a very good start. We'll get to them in a second. 23 points from 30 available is not a bad start to the season.
No, it's not. Can't knock that. Come on.
One defeat,
Can't.
and that was literally the Arsenal game. The football, Tottenham fans, I've seen it complaining, saying it's not good, attractive football, whatever, but they're getting results
Thank you.
and they're
They're
in
not
the mix.
they're
If
not
City are in this,
complaining about position in the table.
mm,
Yeah.
because we look at it this week, we look at it this way, yeah. Probably, say if results go a certain way after probably Wednesday, Thursday night, yeah, we could be looking at United on 19. That's if they beat Tottenham. Chelsea on 22. Tottenham on 23. City on 23. Arsenal on 27. Would you say that Chelsea will be in the title race if results went that way and they're a point behind Tottenham come the end of Wednesday night and United are in the mix?
Yeah. All these teams are supposed to be in the title race, Jay, but it's can they stay in it? This is the
Mm,
thing, the longevity, the consistency, the winning every week. Potter's done well. Don't get me wrong. He's won the game, but
mm,
we get to Chelsea in a minute. But do I see Chelsea winning 10 games on the spin, 6 games on the spin, 5 games on the spin? Let's see in it. There's a few more
mm,
hurdles to
mm.
cross for
We'll
me to. But
we'll get to.
points wise, yeah, man. You could say they're in a title race, innit?
I Tottenham are that team, yeah. Or actually, it probably won't be till about February, March. We're like, raw. They're already such and such behind City or such and such possibly behind Arsenal, and they're in the mix. And as I said at the start of the season, why I said they can win the league, yeah, is because Conte, when it comes to consistency, is up there with Pep and up there with Klopp. He's capable of winning 10, 15 maybe 10 games in a row in it. And then you're like, raw, they've won 10 in a row. Because you wouldn't even know they've won 10 in a row because their football's so boring, you just think it's a draw. But really, like, raw, they won. Like, he grinds out results, man. And to me, great response after the Arsenal game as well. Because Tottenham teams in the past probably would have lost another game after that Arsenal game, but they've bounced back. Business as usual. They're winning games and they're not conceding goals.
Yeah,
So
very important, isn't it? Breeds confidence.
exactly, exactly. Level 1 points with City. They're still there. Good result. Everton defeat. Boy, Lampard's just doing Lampard things, isn't it?
Nah. Let's be balanced. Lambs, they played well, you know. They played better than Tottenham until Tottenham made that change, innit? And brought
They played all right. They played all right.
come on, man. Gray was through on goal, Nana was
That
through on goal.
oh boy,
You
I'm
know what
not
I
gonna
mean?
lie. That should have been a penalty.
Penny. If that's a
That Bray
penny,
got pushed over. Bray got pushed over.
so what happened to Christie then with Trippier? Let's wait.
Hey, wait,
Let's
wait, we'll
get
get to
let's
that.
get
We'll get to that. we'll
let's
get
get
to
to
that.
that later. But I had
We'll
to
get
bring
to that.
that up. That is
I
no
looked at it. I
penalty,
was
mate.
like, raw, because even Gray was like, I got pushed.
Yeah, of
I'm
course
like,
he
and
got.
I looked back at it again. I was like, right, he pushed it, but
Yeah.
it weren't one of the ones that you could blatantly see in it. But
Mm, I
I
get you.
trust him in that position to score in it, even though he should have squared it. He should at least got the shot on target. That was a
Well,
big
boy,
miss.
that looked like it was out the stands, brother. Like it was, you know what I
Still
mean? Like,
traveling, bro. Still
come
traveling.
on, like, come on, hit the
It's just
target.
past Milton Keynes, bro. It's just that ball's
Thank
just
you. Hit
past
the
Milton
target,
Keynes.
pal. But that's what I mean with Lamps, yeah. Lampard is doing his thing, man. They're solid. They're hard to beat. They was in the game up until what 70 something minutes or something like that.
Mm.
So you gotta give them credit, man. Lamps is hard to beat. Look, come on, man. They had the best defense in the Prem up until they faced
Yeah,
United.
you know
So
what? And that's not really saying nothing because when you actually deep it, it just shows how bad these defenses have been in the Premier this season. How could you have the best defense in the league and you've let in more than a goal a game?
I know what you're saying. And Premier League defending's
It's in the
been very
toilet,
poor, very poor.
in the
But,
toilet, bro.
but there you
Well,
go. They're all right, man. I think Lampard will stay into the end of the season now. I'm convinced.
yeah, I think
He,
he will
sh-
make them
he
dogged
showed me
enough
enough.
where they,
Yeah, he
yeah.
showed me enough to stick it out the hard times. Like,
And to me, he's showing me a different style of play because I remember Derby, he was playing good football. Chelsea was playing good football, and then obviously it petered out. But Everton, he's had to adjust his management style to the players he's got, and they're just playing dogged, determined. We take what we can football in it, and I respect that. Still, he's showing adaptation, which all managers should have. So okay, I give Lampard his mini flowers in it.
yeah, that's a rarity, but yeah, man.
Mm. All right, let's get to the Sunday games. 'Cause I think there's a lot to talk about here. Um, there was a bag of 2 o'clock games. We'll touch on United in a minute. Let's get to the game that was live. Um, Aston Villa nil, Chelsea 2. I didn't watch too much of it because obviously United game was on at the same time. Um, I know we spoke about it briefly in the group chat. Let's start with who should we go with? Start with first, Villa or Chelsea?
Let's start with Chelsea, innit? The man of the moment, Graham Potter.
Mason. Oh, I was about to say Mason Mount, but let's go with Graham Potter. Graham
Yeah,
Potter. I know you said a few weeks back he's had a good run of fixtures to bed himself in, but it's not like they're just bedding themselves. They're scraping victories. Chelsea are actually playing football and winning games. Like, do, do we give Potter his mini flowers, or are we waiting until he faces the top teams?
you gotta say well done to Chelsea, well done to Potter and that. But if we're gonna judge him off the actual in-game play
Mm,
and how Chelsea's playing, there ain't much difference. but he's getting results, which most Chelsea managers seem to do because Chelsea's always had a good squad of quality players. It's just that, you know what I mean, getting the best out of them. But like, I'm not gonna downplay what he's done. He's done brilliant. He's won both games against AC Milan. You know what I'm saying? He's unbeaten. He's won what that's his second game now in the Premier League. He's won his first
Mm.
game at home. He's crossed he's ticked all the boxes, man. You know what I mean? But in terms of the football, I'm not too chuffed in how Chelsea's playing. Like I'm not thinking they're title challengers. Like at the weekend, yeah, I don't know how Villa didn't score.
Oh yeah.
Like Kepa was amazing. Do you know
What a
what I mean?
save. What
And
a save from Kepa.
which one? They've been there were so
A
many,
few
yeah.
still.
Which one? You know what I mean? That's my point. Like
Yeah. The one at
so
point blank range, bruv. That one was wait.
so how can I say Chelsea's been amazing? Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, come on, man. Chelsea's it's been like doing Chelsea things for me. Do what Chelsea do, get the result in it.
mm.
That's
What
Chelsea.
what do you think about the return to or the form of Mason Mount?
The return to form of Mason Mount. Why is everyone saying the guy's on form? Because what? Because bro, that was a gift from Mings, bro. That was literally a gift at the start of the
At the end
game.
of the day, at the end of the day, in this, I would say this stat era of football,
Yeah.
he's putting up the numbers right now, isn't it? Goals and assists.
Oh, come on, man. Because he got a penalty. Come on, man. See, this is what I'm talking about. Those were his
He
first
played
two
well
goals
against
in the
AC
Prem.
Milan. Wait, he set up a goal against AC Milan. That was a very good through ball. You know, he's played well at previous games before that. He's back to form, isn't it?
Nah, I wouldn't say he's back to form, but come on, bro. That's his first two goals in the Premier League. Literally, it's been 10 games. No, sorry, Chelsea's played what 9 games. That's his
Mm.
first two goals, bro. So how is the man on form? There's players that scored five, three, four. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
So, what are we saying for Chelsea now? Their next up. Let's predict their next three games and see how many points they're gonna get. Um, they've got, I think it's Brentford on Wednesday. Just check. Um, yeah, they go to Brentford. Short trip down the road to Hounslow Community Club. On Wednesday. And then Saturday at home to Manchester United. And then the week after, they are at Brighton. How many points do you predict out of that?
Boy, boy. I'll say four, knowing Chelsea, innit? I'll say 4 points.
Which
That's
game do you
standard.
think they're going to lose?
United, innit?
Are you
Come
saying that
on.
because you're a United fan, or are you saying that because you actually think we're going to win?
I actually think that we're going to win the game because Chelsea, I don't know if you see how they play. Like, they give up chances, man. Like, good teams will
Mm,
pick them apart. You know what I mean? Like, Villa had them on the ropes. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit tricky.
mm.
You know what I mean?
All right. Moving on to the other. You know what? Let's get to Southampton versus West Ham. We'll quickly talk about that, and then we'll get to the final 2 o'clock games. Um, Southampton won, West Ham won. That game, basically, very good goal by Declan Rice. But Southampton, they're now in the relegation zone. They haven't won since they beat Chelsea. Is this the season where Southampton finally drop out?
Nah, it's gonna be difficult to see them chop out. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I have to give it a bit more, bit more. Because Southampton is a tricky team, man. You never know. This week they'll turn up, lose 6-0. Tomorrow they'll beat anyone, bro.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're a tricky team and they got some young ballers that I think are very good players. They just need time to bed in, you know? You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, he's got a good squad. Like, they're not household names, like big name players, superstars, but he's got a good squad, like ballers, in it, like
mm,
underrated young talent, good ballers. So, nah, I back Southampton to stay up.
mm, okay. Um. Okay. Let's go with Leeds versus Arsenal, and we'll get to United in a minute. Wait. Arsenal 9 wins from 10 games, their best ever start to a league season. The last 4 teams to win their first 9 out of their first 10 games have won the league.
Yep,
So I'm
finally
gonna
gonna.
throw this out there. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just gonna ask you this question:
Yep.
Are Arsenal gonna win the league?
What have I said all this time? Come on, man. That's a
I'm not
silly
saying
question.
can they. Are they gonna win the league?
I don't think they'll win it. It depends on how they react after the World Cup. But I think they'll be there until the end. Like I said months ago, I'm not gonna change now that they're doing even better than they was doing months ago. You know what I
That's
mean?
cool. So basically, you said no, they're not gonna win the league. That's all right.
But
Okay.
they got a chance of winning it. That's my point. They're gonna be in it. They could. Who knows what could happen? They could win it, but I don't think they're going to win it. Like, I'm not confident that they're gonna. Like, their squad is not good enough for me. Like, they're doing well now. They're overachieving now, but let's see what happens when Jesus and Eddie and Ketty has to play. You know what I mean? AKA Eddie Murphy, bro. So what's gonna happen then, bro? You know what I mean?
um,
It's mad.
their games leading up to the World Cup. Yeah. I'm just gonna read them out to you. Uh, so they don't play this week. They were meant to play Manchester City this week. They were meant to be going to the Etihad, but that's been postponed. They've got Europa League on Thursday. So Sunday they go to Southampton. Then they are at home to Nottingham Forest. Then they're at home to Chelsea. No, they're away to Chelsea on the 6th of November. Then away to Wolves. And then the final, yeah, that is the final game before the break. Yeah, away to Wolves. So one, two, three, four, 4 games. Is it 4 games? Yeah, 4 games before the break. How many points do you think Arsenal are going to get before then? And do you think they'll be top going into the World Cup break?
Well, what have I been saying? I think Arsenal gonna win all them games. Like,
Even
I've said
Chelsea
it.
at Stamford Bridge, yeah?
Yep, they've done it before. You, I've said it.
Hey,
That
wait,
it's not.
wait, wait, wait. That was at the back end of last season. They didn't
It
care.
doesn't matter. They've done what you're asking me if they could do. So it is possible. I think they'll beat Chelsea at home. Seriously, I actually do. Like,
After,
I think.
wait. So it's after Europa League game, yeah? And
Yeah,
that Chelsea game is Sunday at 12 o'clock.
don't make a difference, Jay.
Okay. All right, bro. All right.
Arsenal already through in Europa League. They're just
All
gonna
right.
put the kids out.
All
Put
right.
the kids out. Get ready for Chelsea and slap them at home, innit? Chelsea's gonna go for a bad patch, and let's see how they react in it. It's coming. I'm telling you, they was lucky at the weekend. See football, bro, yeah. It's a
Mm.
it's a tricky game. See, when you win game from set pieces, it don't mean you played well.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? Like, Chelsea won the game from set pieces. They had chances after Villa had that spell where they dominated the game for long periods and that they just couldn't score. So some fans will look at it as, yeah, good defending, well done. No, bro. It just means that, you know what I mean? You won the game by a set piece. Chelsea's like that. I've seen Chelsea on the ropes in many games and they won by corner, free kicks. Like,
Mm.
they're that sort of team, innit? They're organized, they're solid, they're a proper team, man. It doesn't matter about the manager, innit? They're hard to beat, but I'm telling you, bro, sooner or later you're gonna have to start scoring goals from open play, bro. You're gonna
That's
have to know
true.
how to break teams down, man. Can't just rely on set pieces, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they scored from a free kick, yeah, and a gift, literally.
Let's get to that and Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Tyrone Mings. Honestly, I saw that and I was like, bruv, this man done it on purpose.
Nah, I
He
wouldn't say he
wants
did it on
jarred out.
purpose, but
He wants
he
jarred out, innit? Like he took the captain's armband from him in the summer. Then the guy he brought in to replace him he's out for the season, so he's got to bring back Mings. Mings is thinking, bro, fuck you in it. Let me.
nah, nah, it's pro movement. He couldn't be thinking that he's getting paid, man. He's got to represent.
um, is Gerard on borrowed time now?
Ooh, see,
16th in the league.
I
16th in the
know.
league.
You see, I've always said, yeah, he's under more pressure than Lampard, innit? If we're gonna
Yeah.
compare the two, but speaking on him, definitely the pressure's on because, like you said, he's been backed in it. He's been given a budget.
You look at Aston Villa's squad, yeah.
Yeah,
That is better. I would say that's even better than Newcastle squad.
you could
Like,
say that, when you think
like
about it.
you could literally say that.
But because they only just came up a few seasons ago, you'd have to say, what I'm saying, Newcastle might just nip it in experience, innit?
Well,
Experience
Newcastle
wise.
only came off a few seasons ago.
I know, but Villa, like, I know what you mean, man,
Look at
but
their midfield, yeah. Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, um, Bundia, Philip Coutinho, Dendonka, Boubacar Kamara, who I highly rate, Jacob Ramsey. That's a good midfield.
yeah,
And
Bailey
Leon
and
Bailey.
I know. They got ballers. That's what I'm saying. He's been backed. He's been given a budget. He's been given a budget to build a team and to, compete, stay in the Prem. I think
And
even for Europe. But
exactly.
so I think
Even their
he's.
form at the back end of last season was terrible. He's brought it into
Thank
this
you.
season.
He's definitely under pressure. More
And
pressure than.
apparently reports come out today that they're looking to make an audacious bid to go and get Mauricio Pochettino, which I called right at the beginning of the season that this could be Poch's next job.
Yeah,
Wait, do you think Poch will do a better job than Gerrard with this Villa team?
definitely. It's just the prestige alone, the know-how, the experience
Mm,
of players trusting him. 'Cause football's like
mm,
that. Players trusting him with their careers. They'll believe in his methods, and you know what I mean. They'll bet in, and you definitely get more from the players because he's a higher profile manager than Gerrard. Man, come on,
yeah,
let's be real. I know Gerrard's done his thing in Scotland, whatever, won the league, whatever. You know what I mean? But
I
come
think
on,
he's
man.
another victim of the media hype, gassing man up instead of just him playing his trade. I think he should have just stayed at Rangers. Said that at the time. Stay at Rangers, try and win a couple league titles, but at least get Champions League experience as well. Like right now, he should be managing Rangers in the Champions League. But you're out
Phew.
here, yeah, you're out here doing relegation battles and that. Like, because of what? Like, you should
Nah,
have stayed there, build up your stock. If Klopp leaves, which who knows when it could be, then he would have been one of the main favourites for that job. But like right now, if he loses this Villa job, where's he gonna go?
who knows? Someone might take the risk with Gerrard because see Gerrard, he plays well. Even that Chelsea game, see football's fine margins, man. They should have scored. See, when you're on top, you got to score, man. You
We're
got.
about to say, like, how can we know, man? It's results business, isn't it?
I hear that. So it's ruthless, but
Mm,
to be fair to him, he had to take the chance. Come on, man. It's a Premier League club. He had to take the chance. It's on him now. You see now, yeah. Now is when he shows. You know what I mean? If he deserves to be there or not. I see it like that. Like his days are numbered. Every week he gets more and more pressure in it.
mm,
And now Poch is linked with the job. Come on, it's only a matter of time in it. Days are numbered, man. He has to
yeah,
turn it around now or it's curtains.
that's true. Villa's next games, they're away to Fulham on Thursday. That's a big game, big game, and then at home to Brentford. Then away to Newcastle, at home to United, and then away to Brighton. I don't think Gerrard's going to be in charge come I think he'll be gone by the World Cup break. I think a few managers might get sacked during that World Cup break.
It's a tricky year, you know. It's a tricky year. I
Yeah.
get you.
Like
I
I said,
get you.
it's literally 2 seasons, bro.
I hear that.
Because if you sack a manager on when's the World Cup break? The 13th of November, your next game is Boxing Day. Some clubs, not everyone's going to be going to the World Cup. So Villa might not have many players going to the World Cup. So that's a perfect time for a manager to come in. I don't know, you give the players what? Maybe a 2.5 week break, come back, train for a month. Villa's first game back after the World Cup is at home to Liverpool. Perfect game for Poch to, start off with a win.
Nah, I hear you, but see them Fulham games, Brentford games, them games are
Must win.
winnable. Yeah,
Must
they're
win though.
winnable. They're
They don't
winnable as
win them,
well.
he's got to lose his job.
That's my
Be-
point. So if you don't get a result from them games, the pressure just keeps mounting
Mm,
every week. It gets more and more small, you know what I mean? So it's tricky for him. This little period that he's going through because of the teams as well. These are the teams where you know what I mean. You got to win these games, man. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he's expected to beat Chelsea and City. You got a point out of them 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Games like that, the fans would be like, "Oh, we did well," but when it comes to Fulham and Brentford, and come
oh,
on,
you
man,
have to win.
you know
Have
what I
to win
mean?
those games.
Have to.
Have to win them. But yeah. Talk about Arsenal. Yep. So boy, let's get to the main thing, the main game we need to talk about. Manchester United nil, Newcastle nil. Boy, a disappointing day at the office for Manchester United. Especially we've lost ground on all the teams above us in the league. Where did it go wrong for United yesterday?
It's just where do I start? But I'm not gonna blame a single player. It all starts from the manager, innit? The manager chose a team that wasn't good enough to win the game. That's how I see it. Even though, to be fair to the players, they did get a penalty, 2 penalties, but you know what I mean? It's football. Sometimes they're given,
Mm,
sometimes they're not. So you got to score. If you don't score goals, you don't deserve nothing.
mm.
And the manager picked a team that I thought was good enough to win the game, but on the day, this wasn't good enough, man. Players let him down. Fred, like the lot, Dallo, whatever you wanna call it. It's the lot of you know the word after that. So that's why I call him that. But you see, there was a few players that wasn't on it. Bruno never had a good game as well. And even saying that, like I don't know what to put, but I'll say Fred in it. If I had to put a finger on where it went wrong in it, Fred.
Do you think it's the accumulation, the amount of games we've played recently? And of course, we've got a big week coming up. Like Ten Hag said, 10 games, not 10 games, 4 games in 10 days. Do you think the players are already tired?
Yep. I think there's a few in the squad that need a break, 100%. So I don't know how we're gonna get through these games, but it's gonna be tricky because our squad ain't really up there with the likes of City, Liverpool, Chelsea,
Mm,
even Tottenham to an extent. You know what I'm saying? We're just about with Arsenal, I reckon, on par.
yeah.
If not, Arsenal might edge it a bit. You know what I mean? But we might edge it a bit on first 11 in my eyes. But you know what I mean? But yeah, our squad ain't the greatest, so that's a big challenge for us because Ericsson was out, and then we're back to Fred. You know, like we will know what can happen.
Mm.
You know what I
I
mean?
think I think what I said, I think I said it last week. I think I said Ericsson's the most important player in this United team. He makes things tick. And now you've seen the drop off, the huge drop off
Yeah.
from Ericsson to Fred. It's not even night and day. It's night, it's like it's day and hell, bro. Like that's literally what it is.
No,
Um,
I hear you.
like you,
Drop,
like I,
yeah, the
bro,
drop in
the drop in
quality
quality.
is ridiculous. It's true, man. It's ridiculous, bro.
I don't even know where to begin with, Fred. Like, I know yesterday after the game, I was like, oh, it's a good point, cool. Then I looked at the league table today and I was like, raw, this time next week, we could be 9 points off fourth, 12 points off the others teams in the top half of the top four. We could be like, what, 15 points behind Arsenal, and the season could be looking bleak. And then you'd be looking at that Newcastle game thinking, raw, we should have won.
There you go. Got to win your own
Like,
games, man. Got to
yeah.
win them.
And like the game yesterday, the team was there. I thought it was going to be a tight game. We would probably nick it 1-0 or 2-1. And like Newcastle played well. They did play well. First half, unlucky not to score. They hit the crossbar and the post within like 2 seconds.
Mm.
And like they had us on the ropes a bit. I think there's a few players that are definitely tired and need a break. Dallow's one of them. He just looks like he needs a week away at Marbella or something. Just rest your legs or something.
Yeah.
Because it's not, to me, I would usually criticize Dallo and say he's crap, but he literally just looks knackered, innit? And I don't know what's wrong with Wan-Bissaka. Mate, I don't know if the manager don't fancy him or what it is, but he needs to come back and help the team.
You know what I mean?
Simple. Like,
Definitely. During this period as well, the
yeah.
10
And it
days.
just and with the drop off in the squad, you see, if we didn't lose that game against Real Sociedad in the Champions League, I mean not Champions League, Europa League,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be in this mess. And it just goes to show, if we'd have played the second string team against Pneumonia, Nicosia, and Sheriff and them teams, we'd probably be bottom of our group because we've struggled to beat these teams in the Europa League. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took us what? Scott McTominay in the 95th minute to beat Pneumonia, bruv. After we had loads and loads of chances.
Yep.
Like, we should be doing what Arsenal doing. They're resting their big, like you said, Eddie Murphy's playing every Thursday night, bro. Why is Cristiano Ronaldo and Anthony and Bruno playing Europa League? Like, they should not be playing. Like,
We
we're
got to
like,
win, bro. Need result.
nah, I mean, and now these, you can tell so many men are tired. Like, even what's his name, Martinez looks tired. The good thing is that we're rotating the left backs, which is good because they look fresh. They're the only part of the team that looks fresh. It's a matter of time before Casemiro either pops down or just starts looking knackered, isn't it? But he's done well since he's come in the team. Unfortunate, Ericsson's ill, but Fred, we'll get to him in a minute. But Bruno looks, I don't know if it's knackered or he's just not knackered or he's just not playing well, isn't it? But I think it's more that he's just not playing well because I don't know what he does. And I think United fans are starting to get frustrated, Bruno, because they don't know actually what he does. And hopefully someone can tell me what he does because literally he just runs around. And when the ball gets to the final third, offers nothing. Always looks for a Hollywood pass and it goes out for a goal kick or a throw. Anthony just wants to find his dad Ronaldo in the box every 2 minutes. And Sancho just, like you said, plays in the cages in Kennington, innit? Because I don't know what he does. And Ronaldo's just an old git in it. It's just it was frustrating watching that game yesterday because the moment Ronaldo came off, that's when we started playing ball. Ratings to Rashford, he looked all right, even though apparently he was under the weather as well. He looked good. Set up Fred, and yeah, I'll let you deal with Fred. I don't want to talk about that guy. He's definitely not Brazilian. He must be from what's them dead South American countries like Honduras and that, or Peru. He must be from one of them countries. He's not Brazilian. No way. Can't be.
Yeah.
Um, can't be Brazilian. No way. But Rashford's chance at the end. Before we get to that Fred sit up, Rashford's chance at the end. What's your thoughts on Rashford's miss right at the end? Oh, before we get to that, what do you think of Rashford's performance in general when he came on? And then we'll get to the miss.
Oh, oh. He did. He did. He did well, you know. It wasn't brilliant. Wasn't excellent because he should have scored. but he changed the game in it. When he came on, we actually looked like we could score a goal. You know what I mean? We looked like a threat. We looked like Newcastle had to drop back defenders. You know what I mean? They had to defend a bit deeper. Do you know what I mean? So overall, I said he done all right. Like I said, not excellent, but should have scored, man. Just get to the chance. Like you got to score there. He did everything right. I watched the movement. You know what I'm saying? Ran forward, came back, created the space. You know, did everything right. Went in behind the defender. The delivery was perfect, quality. That's what I mean about Casemiro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like he just
Mm,
put it there for you on a plate. Go on, tuck it in, son. Did everything right except hit the target, man. Gotta score there, man. Come on.
mm.
Even he would tell you. You know what I'm saying? Gotta score there, bro. 100%. 100%.
What I will say about Rashford, I say he's a moments player. It's those moments where if you're going to be one of them type of players that's similar to like Haaland's kind of like a moments player, and it doesn't do much in the game, but give him a chance, scores in it. If you're going to be a moments player, you've got to take advantage of the moments because if you don't, you're going to get criticized in it. One thing I will say about Rashford's game recently, he's doing a lot more. He's he's making those runs in behind, trying to get them assists. Like he's affecting the game more than all the other wide players that we have, which is good. I'll give him his kudos. But like Ten Hag said after the game on Thursday, Rashford needs to be more ruthless. He missed a host of chances on Thursday, and he missed. You got to make the keeper work with that header at least. And boy, that's a bad miss, bad miss. Like he could have even squared it. I think it was Bruno and Anthony were in the box. He could even cushion a little cushion header for one of them two. Like but I don't know, man. Ratings for I don't know, man. He's affecting the game. So to me, he's being more than a moments player that he used to be. He's being like him setting up Fred, which I don't even want to talk about him. But him setting up that guy, brilliant. That's what we missed the whole game. But at the same time, he should have never taken off Ronaldo because if that's Cristiano Ronaldo with that header, more than likely we've got a different conversation right now.
I agree with you. Still, come on. He's been doing it for years. He's a finisher.
And
You
like
can't discredit him.
when you're chasing a game and you know it's a game that you can win, I think that's another thing where I say, like you say, Ten Hag's doing this apprenticeship. He's got to understand. Boom. If a team's on the ropes and you've got them bagged to rats, yeah, go for the kill. If you see that you can win the game, top managers go for the kill. To me, I would have taken off Bruno because Bruno was stinking out the place, or even taken off Fred and put Bruno next to Casemiro and gone 4-2-4 straight because Newcastle looked knackered the final 15 minutes. Just go gun ho, get the goal because Newcastle weren't offering nothing going the other way. So it was there to be won. I would have never gone like for like and taken off Ronaldo for Rashford. You need a goal, you want to win. You're more than likely to get a goal from Ronaldo than Rashford. I think that's where Ten Hag flopped for me. Um, the Fred miss though,
Yeah.
boy, I'll let you go through. I can't even. Fred, I'm done with Fred. I'm done with him.
Just the
What?
thing about Fred that annoys me. It's that he's just so unpredictable, bruv. When he gets sitters like he did yesterday, he'll just miss and then he'll just do something that you think he'll never do. Like, you know what I mean? He'll get like a difficult chance and he will score. You know what I mean? Like, the guy is just weird. Like, This reminds me of that Chelsea game when he tried to chip the keeper. And it's just-
Hey, my listen, don't remind me.
that's my point. That Fred's like that. He's got a history, a catalogue. He can pick out many occasions. Freddie's done what Freddie do. Like when Rashford went through, yeah, and he went around the goalie. I'm thinking, shoot, just go for it, son. Seriously, because I'm thinking, Fred. I was thinking cut back. I went, Fred.
You know what? Yeah,
Seriously.
I agree with you. I agree. I thought Rashford. I thought the first
But
thing I
the
thought was
angle,
like,
yeah, the angle
yeah,
was
and I rate Rashford because he put his head up and looked and said, all right, cool, let me
thank
square
you.
it. I
There you
rate
go.
that.
Give it to a
100% rate that
player
from Rashford.
better position, innit? Give it to the
But
player in a
brother,
better position.
how can you go with your left foot when the ball is set up for you to hit with your right, and you're trying to cushion it with your left foot, and you don't even like the ball is set up for you to hit near post in the goal. You've tried to hit it with your left foot, and it goes wide of the far post. Open goal. What are you doing? And the goal, and the defender's coming on your left foot side, bro. What are you doing? Like
Doesn't have the
hit,
confidence to shoot with his right foot, Jay. He's left footed, isn't it? That's the
brother.
type of
You
players
just gotta hit it with your right and hope.
that's the type of
Because
players
then,
we have.
yeah, then you would have been like, raw. He had no choice to hit on his left because if he hit his left, defender would have shut him down. But even if you hit on your stronger foot, you've got the whole goal to aim at.
Thank you.
You hit it
Thank you.
wide,
Empty goal as well. No goalie in the goal.
bruv.
Telling you about Fred, man. The guy's just, I don't know. It's like, why is he still at United? I don't get it, but it's like it's been going on for too long, man. Seriously, the manager just needs to give up on Fred. Give the
But
youth
you
a
know, it's the worst
chance.
thing. What else did we have? Because McTominay was suspended. Where is Van der Beek? Who knows? He's not brave enough. I would, brother. If that was me, you can't do any worse than bring on Zidane. Give
Do you know
Iqbal
what
a
I
run
mean?
out.
Yeah, man. Trust him, innit? Trust him. If we lose, at least
Exactly.
we know that, yeah,
Exactly.
the kid tried. You know what I mean? Fred's messed up how many times? It's about time he just be on the bench now, man.
He
Because
just
come on,
runs around like he's got no bite to his game. There's no
gotta finish
nastiness to his
there. You
game.
know what I mean?
You don't
Gotta
even
finish
clamp,
there.
man. You don't do nothing. He just runs around. And even that chance, you've got to finish that. At least the minimum is getting on target.
Do you know what I mean? And it's an empty goal, so you gotta score there, Fred. Like you have to score there. Like, come on, seriously, like that just made the Rashford chance even worse. I'm telling
Yeah.
you because
Ah,
you get what I mean now. Now the game's on a knife edge in it, where we just need that one chance. And do you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, Fred should have just scored, and then it's relaxed. He would have probably buried
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? But it's just football. It's like that, man.
But
Freddie.
another a quick thing. Do you think it's a bit alarming? Okay, we haven't scored a goal since Ronaldo's goal against Everton, which was in the first half last week. We've played 5 halves of football and we haven't scored.
What? There's one point I have to make. Yeah, I was disappointed with the manager the weekend. Like, he only made one change, man. Come on, man. You gotta change it. You gotta bring on the players, man. You know what I mean? Like, gotta give the lads a run out. Palestri, Zidane. You gotta try out these guys. They're just on the bench every week, sitting down. I saw Palestri. He was upset, man.
Yeah, to me, yeah, I think you've got to have a bit of bravery.
Yeah,
Like,
man. What's the point
even if
naming them on the bench? Like, you gotta
like
trust
to
them.
me, if someone's not playing, bro, bring the next man on. Even if it's a young buck or even if it's an old gear, it don't matter. But you got to try something new. To me, Sancho played better, but still wasn't great. He could have been a candidate to get subbed. Anthony wasn't great. He just kept trying to find his dad every 2 minutes. Ronaldo, I would have taken him off. Give even if it's actually let me not say a Lango. Even if it's Palestri, give him a run out. Zidane, like you can't do any worse than Fred. Give him a
Do
run
you know
out,
what I
and
mean?
that would get the fans up off their seat. Like raw, young buck. Oh wow, look what he's doing in preseason.
You know what I
Imagine if you
mean?
got the chance to do that in a Premier League game. Everyone's gassed. Old Trafford's ooh. Everyone's like, "Raw, okay." Everyone's excited, but no one wants to see Fred no more. The can't do it with Fred
100%.
no more. No, I think like to me, he's worse. He's as bad. He's in that Maguire category now. I don't ever want to see him put on another United shirt ever.
Yep, definitely. He's on the list. I told you. He's definitely on the list.
At least with
100%.
McTominay, he'll get you a goal, odd goal here and there, and he does what he says on the tin: hack man down.
There you go, Jay. You see how football's like that. See Scotty, he had to score. He popped up, he scored for us. Fred had to score, he popped up, and this is what Fred does. He
And
doesn't
bruv,
need to be in the team.
look where McTominay was, yeah, to score that goal on Thursday, yeah. 4 yards out, but that was still a difficult chance because he didn't look up to see where the goal was. He just turned around and banged it in it. And there was about three
Exactly.
men on the goal line.
There you go,
Fred's
bro.
chance was easier, and man
Empty
knocked it
goal.
wide, far post, bruv. Listen, bruv. But let's get to the matter in hand. Big week coming up. Um, we said that last week. I think someone said would get 7 points. I think that might have been Skirvin. I think you said we'll get 5 points from these runner games. I said we'll get five as well. We've got one so far. So the Tottenham Chelsea game, the Tottenham and Chelsea games. Like, where do you see us getting the points?
It's a difficult game on Wednesday, isn't it? But it's for both teams, not just us, because Everton gave them a run out. So it's difficult games. It depends on the result on Wednesday, innit? It depends. If we win, yeah, if we can beat Tottenham, which I think we can, but it depends on it how my team turn up and which team's named on the day because for both teams the squads are gonna get rotated. But I think we've got a better team at home than Tottenham, surely. You know what I mean? So if we beat Tottenham and beat Chelsea, that could be 7 points. But I think it's gonna be hard to beat Tottenham, and so it might be a draw. This is the
Oh,
this is the game I expected us to draw. Do you know what I
okay.
mean? If anything, like I expected us to beat Newcastle, draw with Tottenham, and if anything, yeah, Chelsea might get a late equaliser at home and that small pitch or
Mm,
something. You know what I mean?
yeah. We always get bumped at Stamford Bridge. City always get bumped at Liverpool. We always get bumped at Stamford Bridge.
You know what I'm
Always.
saying?
I think we're going to beat Tottenham. I'm confident of that. Um, I think it's going to be a lot of goals in it. Probably 3-2 or 3-1. But I definitely think we're going to beat Tottenham.
It's gonna be
Um,
hard beating a Conte team
you know what it
three
is? It's
goals, bro.
more. Well, Arsenal back three against them.
I know we did last season, but Cristiano Ronaldo was amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, he won us that game. Um, I think it's going to be. Yeah, I definitely think we'll win. I'm not worried about it because I think we're so much better defensively than a lot of teams in the Prem. We were able to soak up pressure a lot better than we were 6 months ago. So I'm not worried about Tottenham, to be honest. Yeah, 3-1 or 3-2, but there will be goals in it, and we'll definitely score. I think Old Trafford will be rocking on Wednesday because it's a big game.
Big game,
That
big game.
that 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 sorts itself out because you automatically are up for that game, innit? Chelsea away will be the tester because if we don't win that game on Wednesday, to get yourself G'd up to go to Stamford Bridge, another hostile ground. If Chelsea take the lead, what United's going to happen? Is this going to be the United team that crumbles like at City, or do we have to resolve to get back in the game? So the Tottenham game is huge. If we win that, then I don't see us losing against Chelsea. But if we don't win against Tottenham, I can't see us beating Chelsea or even getting a point.
Nah, I could see us beating Chelsea, bro. Whether we win, lose, or draw, bro. See Chelsea, yeah, they're gonna have a. I'm telling you, they're gonna have a hell of a day. You're gonna see a different United. I'm telling you, bro. See Chelsea, yeah. Chelsea is one of them teams, you know. Like, I'm telling you, right? They're pretenders, man. That position is pretense. Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't want to downplay their little success now for being in top four, etc., whatever. But they ain't been playing amazing. They ain't been setting the Premier League alight. Like, you know, what I mean? They've been, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's their standout player? It's Raheem Sterling, and then Potter played him wing back, and now his form's dipped. And all of a sudden, now we're back to Mason Mount scoring his first two goals. But I don't want to dwell on Chelsea for too long. But bro, I ain't worried about Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? I'm more worried about Tottenham than Chelsea, because
I think we'll
Tottenham's
beat because Tottenham don't play. They play worse football than Chelsea. I'm not worried about Tottenham at all.
that's the
Hopefully,
thing about
won't
Tottenham.
come to bad words, but I'm not worried about them. We just got to take if we've got to start well. That's my thing. If we start well, we win the game. That midfield battle's huge as well because
Yeah, but
they've got the builders in midfield, innit?
that's what I'm
Bentancur
saying.
and
See,
Højbjerg and that.
and then they got goal threat. They got players that will score
They've
if
got the
you're not on
ruthless
point.
goal threat. We've
Thank
got
you. So
threat, but they're
I'm more
ruthless.
worried about Totti. See, when I look at Chelsea, who's gonna score? Like
But
this is
why
how I
I'm not
see
worried
football.
about Tottenham is because they, when it comes to going away at the big teams, I'm not. Nah, I'm not worried about Tottenham. Not worried at all. Not worried at all. I'm more worried about Saturday.
Nah, I hear you.
Let's let's so let's
I would
so
give Chelsea the edge because Tottenham's at home. You gotta win your home games, innit? It's at
yeah.
home, so
Old Trafford will be rocking on
yeah, it
Wednesday.
should be more
100.
difficult away at Chelsea.
Yeah.
True.
Uh, to me, if we can get, I think we'll get 4 points out of the game. But if we can win both of those games, listen, we're in business.
do,
We're in
you-
business because
do you think
that's
we're good enough to win both them games though?
yeah, 100%. I think the only reason we won't is because squad rotation. Literally, if
But
we had everybody fit right now, we would have won yesterday. I would have no problem in saying we'd win on Wednesday, and I would have no problem in saying we'd win on Saturday. But because you're literally gonna have to play Ronaldo probably again on Wednesday, and if God knows, well, let me not say God knows, but if Martial can somehow be fit for and stay on the pitch for longer than 45 minutes against Tottenham or Chelsea, then yeah, but you can't count on Martial, and that's my guy. But to me, to start this season with your only two recognized proper strikers as Martial and Ronaldo is criminal.
mm,
Criminal. I know Rashford's tried his best up top, but he's not a striker. And the wide men are not really getting you goals like that. Like, to me, if your strikers ain't scoring goals, like what? Between Martial and Ronaldo is one goal, isn't it? So between if Rashford's pulling his weight a bit, but he's getting his goals in bunches, isn't it? He needs to spread it out. But Sancho, what, 2 goals? Actually, he's done all right in the league, 3 goals, but we've got to be seeing more from them three specifically. Because if my striker ain't getting me goals, one out of them three got or two out of them three got to be giving me something. Because
mm.
Bruno is not giving me anything. So where's the goals come from? We're hardly scoring goals. You know what I mean? Like defensively, we've been very good. Very good. I'm not really worried too tough defensively at the moment. But going forward, we've got to be more ruthless, as Ten Hag said, because we can't be having 15 chances against Newcastle, 20 odd against Pneumonia, and we've only scored 1 goal. That's not good enough. 2 games at home in a space of 3 days, we've had like 30 chances, and McTominay in the 95th minute is our only goal.
Mm, that's poor.
Because, boy, Tottenham, if we play like that against Tottenham, Tottenham will beat us. Because Tottenham will have 4 chances and probably score 2. You know what I mean? So, boy, well, I think we'll beat Tottenham and we won't lose against Chelsea. Confident of that. I don't think we'll lose against Chelsea because I'm not scared of Chelsea. It's just the squad rotation with United compared to Chelsea is different. You know what I mean? Like, you, Loftus Cheek could have easily started yesterday for United in place of Fred.
Nah, hey, but he's at right back though. Right wing back. And
No,
Chelsea
I
is.
mean even Conor Gallagher could start for Man United instead of Fred.
I hear that. I hear that. Fair play.
All right,
But let's see in it on the day.
yeah. We'll get to the predictions in a minute because we've got two sets of predictions to do because we've got midweek games. But let's get to one of the big main points, big main news stories from the last week. Kylian Mbappe. He's told PSG he wants out 6 months, not even 6 months after he signed a 3-year deal where reportedly he gets control over players coming in, players going out, where he plays, you name it. He got the full Monty from the PSG board. What's your thoughts on Kylian Mbappe? Is he throwing his toys out the pram? Does he have right to be upset with promises broken? Or should he just get on with his job?
Well, let me just say he's got on with his job, you know? So don't understand why these reports keep coming out about Killian. The player said that he wants to stay after they beat Marseille 1-0. He said that it's all lies and he wants to stay. He never said all of that. So I don't know. I always listen to the player. You get me? You know what I'm saying? So now he's spoken at the weekend and said that it was all
But
lies. He's
but
happy. You know
Julian
what I mean?
Laurent, I know you know about Julian Laurent. You watch ESPN FC. He said because he's very close to Mbappe and he's very close to his family. He said Mbappe wants to leave. He's told PSG he wants to leave. He's unhappy at the club. He's not happy with Neymar getting his role up front, whatever. Mbappe is due to say he wants to stay in front of the cameras. If he says he wants to leave on national TV, they will stone him in front of the Eiffel Tower. Like he would say that, innit? But I'm pretty sure he wants to leave. Do you think who like if he does leave, where do you think he's gonna go? Who's the likely clubs to try and get Mbappe?
Real Madrid, isn't it? Come on. This is the only destination, man.
You
Come
don't
on.
think any team in the Prem could snap Mbappe?
Nah, I don't think they'll convince him. I think his
Because
mind's set on Real Madrid and the transfer fee as well. Gotta take that into account, you know.
because when he does come across a bit of a mercenary in it. For him to stay at PSG, he's a bit of a mercenary to me. I think if you slap the right money in front of him, he'll take what the best offer in it. Um, I do, but do you think it's funny that this all came out the moment this whole Haaland clause apparently came out as well? Where this apparently Haaland's got a clause in 2 years' time where he can leave to go to Real Madrid for 100 and something million euros. That news came out, and then literally the next day, Mbappe, this news story came out about him wanting to leave. Do you think that's a conspiracy theory, or do you think that there's some sort of smoke to that file?
Like I said, I think it's all conspiracies, man. Do you know what I mean? Because after the game, like I said, once again, the player said he's happy, he wants to stay, you know what I mean? So it's all conspiracy until we get more
Ah,
concrete evidence. I get you, I
I ain't
understand
buying
the
it.
reports, I understand, but I get your point. But if he was to leave, it's Madrid, innit? So I don't know if, like you say, innit, they're doing this, like they're playing it up and that. But late it says that he wants to stay in it. So let's see. Because I think, like, obviously, if he wants to leave and that, it's gonna be a crazy offer, man. Come on, which team in the Prem is gonna pay them prices? It's Real Madrid. So the Haaland thing is not real, innit? Because his dad came out and said, nah, he hasn't. There's no such thing. So maybe Madrid did that to, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Get a reaction from Mbappe. Who knows? But you know what I mean? Like, got to be balanced, mate. You know what I mean? The player said he wants to stay. So let's see what happens in it.
All right, I think there's a lot more to come from that story coming up with Mbappe, to be honest. Um, boy, moving on. Quickly. The Ballon d'Or has been announced while we've been recording this pod. The top three. I'm just gonna get your thoughts. Third was Kevin De Bruyne. Second, Sadio Mane, and I think there's no need to guess who was the winner. Um, King Benzi, Kareem, aka Tupac Benzema. Um, just look at what Benzema was wearing. It's very similar to what Tupac wore at some awards now. He looks exactly like him, but with hair on his head. So we're gonna call him Tupac Benzema from going forward. Is Benzema's Ballon d'Or fully deserved?
Yeah, 100%. Well deserved. Dominated European football, Spanish football last season. To the start of this season, because Madrid is still top, even though he was injured a bit. But come on, man, look what he did. Look what he did in Champions League last season.
That's true.
Let's not even talk about the league. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
literally, man, class. And he won the El Clasico at the weekend. So it's just perfect timing. You know what I mean? Fully deserved, man. Benzi, man, best number 9 in the world. Proved it at the weekend. You know what I mean?
I think it's one of those where that season, last season in Champions League, was one of the best individual seasons you'll see from a player in the Champions League. He was
Yeah,
literally the difference in pretty much every knockout game.
yeah. Literally.
Like
Game at the bridge.
that header, that performance in itself, like, come on.
Know what I mean? Come on.
And he makes
Crazy.
the players better around him as well. That's a true testament to him. And he's been doing the donkey work at Real Madrid, especially for Ronaldo, for nearly a decade. So for him to finally get his flowers, well deserved.
Definitely.
Um, what do you think about Mane finishing second?
Yeah, even Mane as well. That's deserved. You know what I mean? Mane's always been underrated. It's quality. Quality player is a difference maker, you know? And like
Mm,
I said, what he does for your team as well, the work he puts in, you know what I mean? Like, the guy runs like, come on, man. He's a baller, quality baller, quality. Like, Liverpool struggling now, it shows, you know what I mean? Mane's
that is
goals
true.
make a big
That is
difference, man.
very true.
Goals and assists, you know what I mean? Yeah, Mane deserves that. I wouldn't say he's good enough to be, you know what I'm saying, Ballon d'Or winner, but he deserves to be in the top five,
Mm,
100%. And second, you can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
After the season, Liverpool's had competing for all them trophies all the way until the end. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Uh,
kudos.
um, quickly, I'll just read out the rest of the top 10. Lewandowski fourth, Salah fifth, Mbappe sixth, Courtois seventh, Vinicius eight, Modric ninth, Haaland 10. Ronaldo finished 22nd. What did Ronaldo finish? 20th.
You just had to get that in there, innit? Like poking the bear, innit? Aye, yeah. But you see,
um,
for me, Vinny should have been a bit more up that table still, but he's young, you know. So just
mm,
being in there, it's well done to him, and he can climb up there, man. It's probably the youngest in that batch when you check it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
well done to him as well, man.
I think their time will soon come when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. Um, moving on now, if we wrap this up, there's two sets of games before we're back next week. We'll just do a quick preview of the midweek games and then the weekend games. Games on Tuesday. Um, just two games. Brighton against Nottingham Forest. Surely this Deserbe guy gets his first win.
Boy, this is a big game, you know. First wants to win, but I hear you, man. I can see Brighton just edging it. Say Brighton 2-1.
I'm gonna go. Can't keep backing Forest every week and they don't win. Let me go for Brighton. Hopefully, it's reverse psychology here. Yeah, let me go for Brighton. 1-0. 8:15 game. Down in the ends. Fulton Heath Athletic, aka Crystal Palace, at home against Wolves. Will we go with Wolves managed to get a win at the weekend? Can they make it back-to-back wins at Selhurst Park?
Oh, tricky one. Palace need the win as well. I say Palace 3-2. See
I'm gonna
goals
go.
in this one.
I'd see a lot of goals, but I think they're gonna go to Palace. I think it's gonna be 3-0. Palace are due a win, a good win at Selhurst Park. I think the only thing with Palace right now is just scoring goals, isn't it? But I think they're due a win. I'm gonna go with them. Comfortable little 3-0 win for that one. Wednesday, 5 games. 7:30 games. Bournemouth versus Southampton. A little South Coast derby there. Do Bournemouth continue their little run against Southampton?
No, I think this way it ends, man. See Southampton beating them comfortable. 3-1. Southampton's gonna slap them, bro. Bring them back down to earth. But it'll be a tight game though. You know what I mean? But I
Mm,
think it's a tricky one. Whoever scores first. Because Bournemouth is a tricky team. Can't rule them out, but I reckon Southampton will be, better in the day.
mm. Okay. I'm gonna go with big old Gaz O'Neill to continue the run. I'm gonna go 2-0. Dominic Solanke double.
Oh, I hear that.
Yep. Other 7:30 games. We touched on it earlier, but we didn't get a prediction. But Brentford versus Chelsea. Does the run continue for Magic Harry Potter?
It should do. You know what I mean? Chelsea, expected to win, but I can see a tricky game there. Seriously, I could see a slip up there. I can see Bournemouth coming out on top. You know what I
You
mean?
going
Or
Brentford win, yeah?
yeah.
Uh,
No, wait. I'm thinking about it. What am I saying? I'm thinking now it might be 2-2 still. 2-2. Brentford
I
coming
think
back in it.
there's no way you can play Thiago Silva against Ivan Toney.
It
That's what
might
I'm
be a
gonna say.
tricky one because he might rest players. United. So
God knows how to rest players. So yeah, I think it's gonna be one. I don't think Chelsea win that game. If Brentford are on it and the little community park stadium is rocking, uh, I'm gonna say a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1 or 2-2 for that one.
mm,
Other 7:30 game, Liverpool against West Ham. Do Liverpool can is this the beginning of the run or was just Man City just the emotional game? Did they revert back to type?
nah, I think they'll brush West Ham aside.
Ooh,
Yeah, high on confidence. I think they'll beat West Ham like 3-1, maybe even 4-1.
whoa.
Seriously. Yeah,
I
easy.
think 2-1, but I think it's going to be a nervy game. I think it's going to be a
Nah,
nervy game.
confidence is high. They're rocking. Early chances, early goals. It could be curtains for West Ham, man.
Mm,
Telling you.
possibly. Final 7:30 game, Newcastle versus Everton.
Oh, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Just, just tight game, but can see them coming out on top at home. 2-3-1 Newcastle.
I've got Newcastle 4-0.
Four
Everton are
nil.
dead, man. Everton are rubbish.
They're not that
They
dead.
are
They're
rubbish.
not that dead.
They
I
are.
watched them,
And I
man.
think they're dead. Yeah. I'm all here for Newcastle this season, man. They're gonna be the great entertainers again, like the Keegan days and that.
Yeah.
Everton, they're poor, man. They're not as rubbish as some teams, but they're just there in it. I don't see where the goal threat's coming from because Newcastle are pretty good defensively now, good in midfield, good going forward. Too much, man. 4-0 at least. Let's get to it. The 8:15 game on Wednesday, the biggest game in probably midweek. Manchester United against Spurs. What's your score prediction?
Tricky one, you know. I think it might be. There's two scores I got in mind. I got 2-2 and 3-2. So I'm thinking it's a
What 3-2
balance.
Totty in it?
You know what I mean?
Or
It could
3-2
be
United?
exactly. It could be 3-2 United or 3-2 Totty. That's the thing. But I know
Mm.
there are gonna be goals in this game, innit? And it's gonna be a tight game with goals end to end. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be an open game, man. Trust me, the manager's gonna demand goals. He's gonna demand us going out there and trying to be expansive, be open, you know what I'm saying? Be risk, take more risk. So we might concede a goal or two, bro. Trust me. I think, you know what I mean? But it's at home, big game. Of course I'm backing United to win, man. 3-2, man. 3-1 even. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got United winning it. It's going to be an entertaining game. I think we win that 3-2. I don't know how, but I think we win it 3-2. Um, Two games on Thursday. We touched on it earlier. Big game, 6-pointer, you could say. Fulham versus Aston Villa.
Boy, Mitrovic is back. But I can see Villa beating Fulham, you know. Even though
Wow.
Fulham's my team. Yeah, man. I think Villa.
What
I
were you
think Villa.
encouraged by their performance against Chelsea?
Yeah, man. I think they'll be a handful for Fulham, innit? Seriously, they need a win, man, and they played well. They played well against Chelsea. I can't lie. They're just unlucky. It's football. Got to take your chances, but I think they'll beat Fulham 2-1.
Yeah,
Mitrovic consolation.
okay. I'm gonna go Fulham. We need Gerrard needs to leave, man. We need to start seeing good football, bro. Bring Poch back to the Prem. I'm gonna go Fulham 2-0 or 2-1. 2-1. I think this is literally is the beginning of the end for Stevie G. Literally. But yeah, 2-1 Fulham. The final game of midweek, Leicester. Bro, this is another 6-pointer. Leicester versus Leeds. I'm going Leeds, you know.
Nah, come on, man. Leicester, man. They
Reason
need.
why I say if you can beat Forest and then lose against Bournemouth, then you don't even deserve to have your job. Like, what's going on with Leicester? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, to me, yeah, Leeds, man. Rodgers needs to go. What? This is shocking, bro. Definitely needs to go. Yeah, I'm going Leeds. What say you?
I say Leicester 3-1.
All right. Then it moves on to Saturday. There's 4 games. Um, Early kickoff, City Ground, Football Heritage, Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. Eight European Cups between these two teams, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. All that history and all of that, but
Mm.
Forest gonna get slapped, bro. I'm telling you. They are going to get embarrassed. You see, where's the history as well? All the fans and all of that. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna get slapped. Liverpool's gonna be ruthless when it comes to these teams because you know what I mean. Confidence is back up. Come on, man. I say
I,
Liverpool 4-1, 3-4-1, easy.
I ain't gonna lie. I think this is going to be the biggest upset of the Premier League season so far. I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest. The
So,
reason I say this, yeah, the reason I
mm,
say it, yeah, is that Forest play on Tuesday. They play tomorrow. Liverpool played yesterday. Then they've got. I think West Ham's going to be a tough game on Wednesday, and then they've got a Saturday off. Well, Saturday 12:30 kickoff at the City Ground, and the City Ground's going to be rocking. I just have this feeling 2-1 Forest. They need to win at some point.
oh, oh,
2-1 Forest. I don't think Liverpool are out of the mud yet. I don't. I'm not buying it.
header, header. Fair
I'm
play.
not buying it. And they've got Champions League. I don't know who they play in the Champions League next week. If it's Napoli, then yeah, they definitely got to rest players because Napoli is smoking everyone right now.
Yep,
So
100%.
yeah, bro. They've sent Ajax to the Europa League, bro. Literally. But yeah. So you're going 4-1 Liverpool. I'm going 2-1 Forest. The 3 o'clock games, there's two of them. Everton versus Crystal Palace. The first one.
Everton, 2-0.
Yeah. I was gonna say that as well. I agree with that. I think Palace are poor away from home. I don't think they've run away from home since January or February. So yeah, they're poor away from home. I think Everton are due a win. Yeah, 2-0. Manchester City against Brighton.
3-1, City. See
You know what? It's
Brighton
gonna
getting
be
that
one
one.
of those typical City 3 o'clock games where they slap a team up, 4 or 5. Yeah, I think Brighton are gonna get smoked. 5-0.
Hear that.
And then the biggest game of the weekend is 5:30. We touched on it earlier. But we need the score predictions now. Chelsea versus Manchester United.
Ooh, tricky one, you know. Could see Chelsea scoring from a corner, yeah. But I could see United hitting them on the break and scoring like 3 goals. So I
Ooh,
say, yeah.
ooh, Ronaldo! Don't get me gassed.
No, seriously. I could see us picking them apart, man. Like, for instance, like you say, yeah, Aspilicueta. You can name anyone. Um, what's his name? Loftus Cheek, Shallow. None of them guys can hold my wingers. On either side, Cucurella or whatever his name is, Chilwell, them man there are gonna get pushed back, bro. We're gonna rip them apart, but they'll score like set pieces and corners, and they're big and that, strong and that, aggressive. So yeah, man, 3-1. They could even take the lead. I'm not worried. Seriously, they're just gonna bore you to death and that. Keep the ballers pass around and just kick the ball up there. Trust me, bruv. We got them, man. 100%. You feel me?
All
Get
right.
gas, get
Um,
gas.
all right. I don't think we're gonna lose this game. Honestly, um, more worried about this game than Wednesday. But Tottenham hold more of a threat than Chelsea. That's mad. But
100%.
yeah, you know what? It really does depend on Wednesday. I don't think we're gonna lose. We might get bumped with a referee decision. It depends who's fit. If Martial's fit, if Ronaldo's got a rest, if Rashford's fit, we're definitely scoring 2 goals. We're definitely scoring 2 goals. I haven't been totally impressed by Chelsea. You definitely can get at them. Um, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let me just go for United win. Now, why not? 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. It's a bit
2-0.
tricky, you know.
Because we actually are good at the back. We actually are good at the back.
Yeah,
It
see
depends.
Chelsea
It
though.
depends.
See Chelsea, you know what I mean?
You know what?
They're
Yeah,
teaming, the set
ideally,
piece
yeah,
teaming.
yeah, ideally, yeah, I would not play Bruno. I would I would play Casemiro, Ericsson, and probably McTominay.
Nah, bro. We need
Why I
creative
would play
players. I'd
McTominay?
rather you
You
say,
got you got Ericsson. You got
yeah,
Ericsson.
hey, but
Ericsson, Anthony. I don't know if it's Rashford or Martial Ronaldo is enough on the break or enough or to do something. At least you can have McTominay like late runs into the box and try and bulldoze someone over the goal line or something. Like,
now, hey, man, Chelsea is a
yeah.
tricky team, yeah, because they can hurt you from set pieces.
Mm.
That's what I worry about with
I
Chelsea.
think you got to play McTominay because of his height.
You know what I mean? So we're a small team, so he might get in the
Mm.
squad. He might get in there, but in terms of breaking you down on football and all that, I'm not worried about Chelsea. Now they got Sterling. Once we, you know what I mean? Uh,
Okay.
Put one Masaka out there, he's calm, man. You know what I mean? Just lock him
Wan-Bissaka,
down,
right,
bro. Trust me.
right.
See, Dallo, he needs to chill out, man. He needs a break. The squad's gonna rotate. You
I'd
know what
even
I
play
mean?
Lindelof at right back.
Lindelof. Nah, Sterling having
Yeah,
for dinner,
Lindelof can
bro.
play at right back.
The pace and that Sterling, don't
Bruv,
take Sterling's tempo.
if he can have Lindelof for dinner, imagine what he could have Dallo for dinner. Dallo even had a break.
That's why I say he
Needs a
shouldn't
break.
play. Yeah, he shouldn't play. Sterling's gonna twist him in and out. It's
Wan-Bissaka's
gonna be a
injured
mazza.
allegedly, isn't it? Yeah, Wan-Bissaka's injured allegedly, isn't it?
So there you go then. It's gonna be a tricky one. That's where Chelsea can hurt you. See Raheem and that. It's problems, man. But if we can get hold of him, he's the only goal threat. Yeah, Abu get it from a set piece or you know what I'm saying, he's a finisher, but he needs a supply. See Raheem he can create for himself, bro. Or create for Abu, you know, like that. Them and a
Mm,
goal threat. But we got many of those. That's the difference. My team, you know what I'm
true.
saying? It's different. So I
I
think we
remember what
edge it.
Sancho done at the bridge last season, you know.
Yeah, but I think we edge it. Definitely, we edge it.
All right. Quickly on to Sunday's games. There's 4 2 o'clock games. 6 point are again. Aston Villa against Brentford. What are we saying? Gerard get sacked in the morning?
Definitely. Nah, you can't be losing to. You know what I mean? He's has to get a result from these games, man. These are big games, man. Come on. You know what I mean? You can't be losing to these teams at home. Surely he has to get a result. So I'm going for Villa. 2-1.
Ah,
But it's gonna be hard though,
Brentford.
difficult. But
Brentford 1-0. Booze, cries from the crowd. You're getting sacked in the morning. Throwing paper, whatever at Steven Gerrard as he walks down the touchline. He gets sacked on Monday morning. Bye, Stevie G. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. Um, Next game, Leeds versus Fulham. I guess that's another 6 pointer, isn't it?
mm.
The Dan James derby. I didn't even know Dan James was at Fulham. You know?
Is it? Yeah, he
Yeah,
went
he
so
starts for
but
them.
it's a loan. It's a loan. I don't think it's permanent. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I think it's
I
permanent.
think
You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Flipping hell, man. That was quick, innit? He was in and
yeah,
out the
bro.
door in a jiffy,
Yeah.
mate. But listen, I'm going Fulham for this one, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going Fulham for this one, man. They, they lose against Bournemouth, but they ain't losing this one. You know what I mean? Fulham's beating Leeds, bro.
um, I'm gonna go for Leeds. They need a win, innit? They need to take these wins at home. I think they're gonna be in a relegation battle this season. But yeah, I'll gotta go with Leeds 2-1 for that one. Um, Other 2 o'clock game, big one. Southampton against the league leaders, Arsenal. They've had very difficult games at Southampton over the years. Southampton are prone, like you said, to either get smacked or do the smacking. Um, what are you saying? You think Arsenal continue their run of form, make it 10 out of 11?
Yeah, Arsenal win. Be a tricky game. Don't. I'm not saying they gonna just slap Southampton. But I think Arsenal win, man. Arsenal are better teams, a different Arsenal this season. I think they'll come through this game like comfortable as well, like 2-3-1, like a 2-0 Southampton might score, or just 3-1, like that, like a comfortable win.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna drop another bomb on this podcast. I think this is Arsenal's first defeat of the season,
Ooh,
or second defeat of the season.
yeah, after United, but away Southampton.
Uh, Tricky because, like you said, they're a team that either fold over or do the folding, bruv.
Mm.
And the big teams come to St. Mary's, they always give the big teams a game. They've beat Liverpool there in recent seasons. They've beaten Chelsea already this season. They usually beat Arsenal at home, so I think they'll be up for it. Um, Arsenal might have a European game on Thursday, but it's not one of the whipping boys in the group. It's PSV in it.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to play the big guns. So, boy, Arsenal ain't winning that game. But it wouldn't be a shame that they don't lose that game because they'll still be top at the end of the weekend anyway. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1 Southampton.
Wow. We'll see.
Uh,
Well, I get you
few more games. Wolves versus Leicester at 2 o'clock. 6-pointer. Midlands derby.
there. Leicester 2-1. Season back on track.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you? I'm gonna go Leicester 2-0. I think James Maddison is gonna bag a couple of goals. You know
Mm.
what? Since Leicester is stinking out the place here, well, I don't see why we don't get Yuri Tillemans in January. That must be cut price deal now, or even
Definitely,
James Maddison.
definitely. But do
James
they want to
Maddison's
leave?
A better version of Bruno.
No, 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 no.
He is. He is.
Yeah. It's not. It's not. It's not. That's not even a debate. He's not better. No way, Jay. Bruno's just. Let's not have this debate. But let's see at the end of the
We'll
season.
have
And
this debate another day.
yeah. Let's
Well,
see. Let's give it a few more
the
weeks.
numbers are saying a lot right now. But yeah, anyway, we'll have that conversation at another time. Um, the 4:30 game, Tottenham versus Newcastle. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. Um, who you got for that one?
Say Newcastle upset. All the players back by then.
Mm,
Should be Maxim Isak.
mm,
We played a different Newcastle, bro. We should have took advantage. I think Newcastle were upset.
mm,
Definitely, they have to beat top four teams, bro, to get in top four. So I think Eddie Howe's got a plan up his sleeve, man. He's already taken a point at Old Trafford. He's definitely going to Tottenham thinking, "Yep, I could win here, 100%." So
I think
upset,
I'm running. I agree with you as
upset,
well. I agree with you as
upset,
well.
upset. I say upset. 2-1 Newcastle.
I'm gonna go even bigger than 2-1. I'm gonna go 2-0. I think Newcastle are a good team. A good team. Now that I've seen them up close, yeah. Unlucky not to even score at the weekend. I think Tottenham are going to be reeling after losing at Old Trafford. Um,
I
Actually, wait,
think
hold on. I've got Tottenham to win the league, innit? Wait, Tottenham bounce back. Wait, hold on. Tottenham going to bounce back and beat Newcastle. Tottenham going
I
to
could
bounce
see
back
an
and beat
upset,
Newcastle.
but I was waiting for you to confirm that they're losing 2 games in a row. I was just waiting, that
Whoa,
thinking,
whoa, whoa,
yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Tottenham going to lose, yeah, and then they're going to go on a run and they're going to be top by February.
Nah, man. I see Newcastle beating them though, because by then the players should be
It's
back.
possible. It is possible.
Definitely
It is possible.
by the weekend. Maximus back. Is
Um, 2-1. I'm going to 2-1. I think nah. Or you know what? I gotta go 2-1 Tottenham, man, because they've just got Kane. They've got Kane and
Mhm.
Son in it. I can't get. You know what it is? Because I said Tottenham gonna win the league, innit? And I know that it sounds foolish every day. Yeah, it sounds more foolish if you know what? Tottenham gonna lose. Newcastle 2-1. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I hear that.
Let's go.
Upset.
All right. Monday, West Ham versus Bournemouth.
West Ham. Hammers 3-1. Comfortable.
Ooh,
They're gonna need that win.
I'm gonna go 2-2. Big Gaz O'Neill is gonna continue his unbeaten run. What would that make it? 8 or something? 6, 7,
Yep.
8?
Yep.
I'm not. I'm
He's
not
definitely
convinced by
get the
West
job.
Ham.
He's
Yeah,
definitely get the
100%.
job.
He deserves it. You can't do any worse.
Come on. If he goes
Can't do
8
any
unbeaten,
worse.
come on,
Got
definitely
to give
get
him
the
the
job.
job. Give it to the end of the season. Don't risk it, innit? Just give it to the end of the season. You know, after when managers get jobs and that, after they've done a little temporal and that, they get a little permanent contract and then players start to relax. So yeah,
Mm.
just give it to him to the end of the season. Innit? But yeah, I gotta go 2-2 for that one. But yep, that's another episode of For the Love of the Game. Um, any final words, Ronaldo, before we head out?
Nah, man, just congrats Benzi again, innit? Well done, man. Top class.
100%, 100%. Lewandowski won the is it Puskas Award or Gerd Muller Award for top goal scorer.
Yeah.
Shame he can't do it for Barca though, can he? Missing sitters. But big up Benzi, fully deserves the Ballon d'Or. Big up everyone in the top 10. Also big up David De Gea, 500 games for Manchester United as well.
Yeah.
Well done. Not many players even get to 100. But 500. When you actually think about it, he's been our goalkeeper for 11 years, 11 years, yeah.
Very long time.
Yep. So kudos to David De Gea and big up Ronaldo, 700 league goals as well. You never
Yeah,
got to
man.
give him praise for that. That's not 700 appearances, that's 700 career league goals, bruv.
Ridiculous.
Look, not league club goals, isn't it? Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. That's
Club
a madness.
professional, yeah. Club goals, career
Yeah,
goals,
uh,
clubs. It's mad, mad.
that's unbelievable. But yeah, boy, another episode. I don't know how we're gonna be feeling next week because boy, we could be on top of the moon or we could be in the dumps next week. But boy, it's a big week coming up. Um, Big up Ronaldo. Skirvin, we're gonna have to definitely run the Skirvin register next week.
Trust.
Definitely, we're gonna have to bring out the Skirvin jar, and he's gonna have to start running compensation on car. This yeah, it's not on. It's not on Skirvin, mate. It's not on. Get me? But yeah, it's it's another episode for the love of the game. Any final words before we head out?
Peace.
As Ronaldo says, as we always do it for the love of the game, and that peace. We're out. See you next week.
Love.
Oh, wait, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your next door neighbor. Tell your next door neighbor's neighbor. We need numbers in it. We're giving you quality content. You give us the numbers, please. Thank
Trust.
you.
Love. Done,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, man.
Bless.
Bless.
Peace.